Yo, what's up, guys? We are finally back after 2 weeks of hiatus. We are back with Pokemon Showdown Road to Top 10 ORAS OU Episode 2. The OU ladder is back since the suspect test has ended. This might actually be one of the last times, or last few times, that I get to use Landorus in OU, in ORAS OU anyway. So, actually, any OU unless Gen 7 we allow Lando. But yeah, guys, if you are excited for the restart of Road to Top 10, well, not really the restart, but it's starting again after the next season, the second episode, whatever. Basically, it you guys know I had to go on break because the OU suspect ladder was the only one there, and now we're back. So let's just look for a battle. Feel free to leave a like, favorite, retweet it on Twitter. Just get it out there. This is finally back. So we have found a battle right away. I'm using a pretty cool team, just a bunch of threats, and I have Natural Gift Gyarados. It's actually pretty cool. My opponent's team is actually pretty threatening. One of the biggest threats to me, I would think, would be the Breloom. So what I'm actually going to do is lead off with my Garchomp, expecting to lead off with Breloom. I am a sub chomp, so I can sub on his attack and then proceed to yeah, it is a bunch of threats, bro. I agree completely. And then proceed to just Dragon Claw to break his sash, and then we'll go from there. Maybe my Salad Berry will activate early. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't actually want it to, but he doesn't end up leading off with that Breloom, as I did expect. Now, because most Garchomps are defensive, I'm actually going to be expecting him to go for Spore first, as opposed to going for Bullet Seed. Since Bullet Seed really wouldn't be doing too much to me, though he can tell from the makeup of my team this might not actually be defensive. But he does end up going right for the Spore first, which is, like I said, what I expected, and I can just go right for Dragon Claw, breaking his Sash. I'm assuming this is Sash lead Breloom, as, well, most common items on Breloom are Sash, so, or one of the most common items, rather. So I'm actually going to pause it until he picks a move. We'll be right back. So I don't know if I actually said this out loud, but he did get 2 hits like I was thinking over here. I think I said it out loud. That's awesome because now he still doesn't know I have Salad Berry, and I'm pretty sure I can go right for Earthquake right here to pick him off. It will also damage Clefable if he chooses to go out to that, since my team does not have any Fairy Resist. He actually ends up going out to Gyarados, which is annoying play on my opponent's part. I don't have much I want to switch in. My own Gyarados can actually sweep him if I can weaken his Gyarados. So I'm debating whether to go out to T-Tar, get on my Sand, or go into my Latios. The thing is, though, I don't want to go directly into my Thundurus because I'm scared of a potential Ice Fang. But then again, I'm not as scared because I can. It won't knock me out, and I'll still have my Prankster Thunder Wave. So I could go directly into my Gyarados. I'm expecting him to Dragon Dance right here, so I'm actually gonna go out into my Thundurus, as opposed to going out directly into my Gyarados to get off the Intimidate. While Thundurus is very useful in this game, I feel like I should be fine, as he actually ends up pulling a double switch into his Clefable. So I am okay with that, not gonna lie. Gonna switch out into my Landorus right here, because what I'm hoping to do is, this should be a Stealth Rocker. He has 2 other Stealth Rockers on his team, whether it be Landorus or his Bisharp, but he ends up going right for Moonblast. Like I said, this should be a Stealth Rocker. I'm going to get out my Stealth Rock right now. If he wants to go out to Starmie and attempt to spin, I will definitely go for Knockoff. No worries, bro. The special attack drop is a little bit annoying, but again, it's fine. As long as my Thundurus is healthy, I'm not worried about... No, I don't have Whitney. I thought we were good, but we weren't. Guess this win doesn't even count if I do win it. But again, I don't mind as long as I get up my Stealth Rock. He actually ends up going out to that Breloom, which is fine because I can just pick him off with an Earth Power or even a Sludge Wave if I want to. At that range of HP, I'm pretty sure even at -1, or actually I'm not sure if Earth Power will actually knock him out at that range. I'm just going to go right for Sludge Wave, forget that. Surprised that he decided to sack his Breloom right there. We already know it's not Scarf because my Garchomp did outspeed him, and my Garchomp wasn't Scarf. So he goes right for Mach Punch, as I'm going to be able to pick him off with that Sludge Wave. And if he wants to go out into a Starmie and attempt to spin, I will just stay in and go right for Knockoff, hopefully knocking out the Starmie. Whatever he wants to go out into, I will most likely stay in versus, yeah, Starmie does end up coming out. So I am just going to go right for Knockoff right here. I actually have a really good chance of sweeping him now with my Dragon Dance Mega T-Tar, just because his Breloom is gone. That's the one priority mon I was fearing. Another play I could have done versus Clefable, going back, was going for knockoff, because if I got rid of that thing's leftovers, I think T-Tar could set up on it anyway. But ends up going right for Scald, as it turns out he is defensive, so that's cool. I do have my Thunder, especially I can just go out into, if he wants to Rapid Spin, stacking his Starmie, I'm fine with that. If he doesn't, so be it. I would just be able to go right for the Thunderbolt anyway, and getting off damage on anything. I don't expect him to go Landers, but if he wants to go Landers and pivot to something, that's on him. I feel like I can play around any play he can make right here. So just gonna go right for that Thunderbolt. Again, if he wants to spin, I'm glad Showdown doesn't let you cancel. I guess he did try and go for Rabbit Spin right there. But yeah, again, Thunderbolt is probably my best play no matter what. It gets off damage on anything. You know, Clef these days don't run as much Spadef as they did back in X and Y OU. I don't really understand why, but they don't. I found this out by running, like, when my friends give me teams and I use them, I basically, I get to find out that, oh, this doesn't have this because I lose to something, or I get 2 KO by Manecur's T-Bolt, or Life Orb Thunderous' T-Bolt rather, after like leftovers and stuff like that. So that's some crazy stuff right there. But he ends up sacking his that Starmie, as Clefable is gonna come out. And like I said, I don't really have a switch in for Clefable. I am gonna go out into my my Gyarados though, because I can unleash Dragon Dance up a bit, or even once, and just get off a Waterfall. I can also eat up a Moonblast. I'm thinking this is a Stealth Rocker, as he ends up going right for Moonblast anyway. Moonblast doesn't do crap, so it's not like I'm really worried about that. Just gonna go right for Dragon Dance, getting the +1. If he has Thunder Wave, then that's good information for me, as I'll be able to find out that I'll basically be able to find out what move set he's running, or his spread, or whatever. If he goes for Stealth Rock, that's cool too. If he has Encore, that's actually really interesting, and that'll shut me down. But he ends up going right for the Moonblast again. And what I am going to do is just go right for +1 Waterfall. Like I said, I want to weaken this Clefable, because if I do have a chance of sweeping with my T-Tar, I don't think I will be able to unless I weaken this Clefable enough. But like, actually, I could sweep with T-Tar if I get off this next Waterfall and he chooses to knock me out as opposed to recovering. Or if I get a flinch, that would also work right here, being able to knock out this Clefable. But like I said, I could potentially sweep with my T-Tar, as he ends up switching out into his Gyarados. That does a hell of a lot. That no. Okay. I don't want to say literally 0 and say, oh, it did 23%. I don't want to say a hell of a lot, because you guys can be like, oh, that's only 23%. But considering he resists and that was an Intimidate, that did a decent amount, okay? Considering I am neutral, it makes me comfortable enough to feel like my bounce will actually knock him out. So I'm actually going to go right for bounce right now. As he might Dragon Dance up or just try and attack me, as he actually ends up going for Waterfall. And even though he does have resistance to bounce being Bisharp, if that thing gets damaged, that's cool, because that means he is in range of Draco Meteor from my Latios. I can just drop a Draco on him. Otherwise, I'll be able to get off this bounce, as it does a nice amount to Gyarados, as unfortunately for him, I do paralyze him. Now, that didn't matter if he wasn't running Jolly Max Speed, otherwise it was going to be a speed tie right here, because I am already +1. But it's still unfortunate that ended up happening, especially because the hacks he got on me, that Moonblast Spadef drop, didn't really come into play at the end at all. But I'm able to knock out the Gyarados, so that's one Mon setting up that I was scared of. Another Mon would be Landorus, but I do have Memento on my Latios. That way I don't really have to risk anything else, as I don't really have to risk his, basically his Landorus setting up a Rock Polish right there. But I'm just going to go for Dragon Dance right here, because if he does go for Softball, I can get off more damage. Though if I do flinch him, I guess that's better. So I'm actually going to go for the Waterfall play. Unfortunately, though, Showdown does not cancel. But he isn't going for Softball. So that is very cool, because, see, I am scared of Clefable, but I know Mega T-Tar will tank any hit no matter what. So I'm actually very tempted to go for the bounce right here, just to get off, like, damage on anything. Or basically either to get off a nice amount on his Clefable, or to force in, I get the flinch. I feel so bad right now, because this guy's a good sport, and He definitely is. But unfortunately for him, I do get the flinch. So Clefable, if I flinch it again, it will go down right here. Even if I don't flinch it, he's gonna be in the range. He's gonna be in a at a certain amount of HP where I want him to be in. So yeah, I'll be able to go for Waterfall again. Why am I having trouble like speaking? I just took one of my final tests, by the way, for school. The other one that I have to do, I'm probably gonna do it on stream because it's a take-home final. I don't know why the hell my teacher decided it'd be a good idea to give us a take-home final, but I'm gonna go on to my Thunderous now because I can safely just knock him out with a Thunderbolt at that range of HP. I also force Landorus to stay out, and if Bisharp wants to come in, I will go right for the Thunder Wave on that thing. But he ends up pivoting to Landorus. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pivot out into his Bisharp right here. But do I honestly care about that? Like, I'm gonna go for Thunderbolt anyway. Like, do I have to make this play though? I feel like I don't have to predict in this situation, but I'm gonna go for Thunderbolt anyway, as he does end up pulling that switch out into Bisharp. Like I said, I didn't lose anything from doing this play, and Bisharp actually goes down, which means that my Thunderous is just gonna be set to sweep right now. Unfortunately, I did get that flinch on Clefable. The thing is though, based on the damage that he took, and he definitely wasn't unaware because Stealth Rock were up, based on the damage he took, he's physically defensive, so my Thunderous's Thunderbolt was going to do like 56 or something %, so able to knock out the Landorus with the HP Ice, and game, say sorry for flinching. Flinch. / para. The para definitely meant that well, it didn't mean too much because all I had to do was sack my Gyarados. My Garchomp right there, but yeah, the game, man. I'm also sorry that Whitney was not the Pokemon that I had out on the field, or the trainer rather. So, alright, stuttering on my words right now. I'm gonna find another battle, and we'll pause until we find one. Be right back. Alright, so we found another game. Now, my opponent's team actually gets swept by Mega T-Tart if I can weaken Rotom and get rid of his Lopunny, which is a pretty big threat to my team. Not even gonna lie. How am I gonna go about getting rid of his Rotom? Do I just damage it with Landorus? I'm trying to decide what my best course of action is. I kind of want to lead off with Landorus. I don't have much for Gardevoir, so I have to be careful about that. But he ends up leading off with his Lopunny. What I am going to do is switch directly into my Gyarados, as I will be able to intimidate this thing, and unfortunately he'll be able to get off that free Mega Evolution, even though Chimpeg says that nothing is free. But he actually ends up going right for the Ice Punch, and unfortunately he does get a crit right there. So, I'm trying to decide what my best course of action is. I really am, because I am really scared of this Lopunny, and I don't want to end up doubling into my Thunderous, predicting his Rotom, and losing some HP right there. I think what I'm gonna do is actually double into my Latios, predicting not this Pokemon to come out, but that Pokemon is fine. But either way, he might just switch out now into his Heatran, just take this thing on. So I'll pull the switch out into my Landorus, getting up my Stealth Rock, as I'm pretty sure Heatran does end up coming out. And what I can do is go for Stealth Rock, and I'm gonna be a little bit aggressive when he brings out Rotom right here, as he actually ends up bringing out Skarmory. That is fine. I'm gonna knock off his item. Maybe he'll scout for the Focus Blast. He's definitely Spadef Skarm, because I did nothing. But then again, he's running Rocky Helmet, so why? That Brave Bird. Okay. Because I did knock off his item, I do have my Gyarados, which I can go out into right here. My Gyarados. Thinking about my Thunderous right now on his Roost. And what I can do is actually try and make a play. I'm going to attempt to predict his... well, whatever comes in, I'm going to go for knockoff anyway. If Gliscor wants to come in, that'll be an interesting play, because now I just get rid of its Toxic Orb, so he doesn't have any recovery. And if Heatran came in, getting rid of that thing's recovery is nice as well for my Latios, because he has very few switchings to that thing. So, do I want to go for HP Ice? I'm kind of tempted to go for knockoff again, predicting him to switch out into one of these, but honestly, HP Ice is a safer play, regardless of what he wants to do, as he ends up going out to Heatran. I guess we'll find out what type of Heatran he is based on this turn, or how it ends. I'm pretty sure he's Spadef, as we see the leftovers. And want to go out into my Gyarados now, and I actually just want to start Dragon Dancing up. I want to weaken Skarmory because Skarmory is a threat. He actually ends up going for Lava Plume, so he unfortunately gets the burn on me. I'm going to go for Waterfall just to get off some damage on him. If he chooses to go for Stealth Rock right here, at least I'll be able to weaken him again. If I get rid of his Skarmory, I can actually win with my Garchomp, so that's something to keep in mind. I can save this Pokemon for later, definitely. So I'm gonna switch out into my Thundurus. I can save it as Intimidate fodder versus his Lopunny if needed. And what I am gonna do right here is just go right for Knockoff again. I don't think he'd go out to Gliscor. He has Heatran to go out into. If he wants to go out to Gliscor for the second time, then so be it. But he doesn't end up going out to that Heatran, or he ends up bringing out the Heatran. So I'm able to knock off its leftovers, which means that Gardevoir is becoming a threat to him. And which means Latios is becoming a threat to him, excuse me. And really iffy about what I want to do right here. I'm actually tempted to T-Bolt because I'm thinking he's going to get off his Stealth Rock at this point in time, as he actually ends up going for Earth Power. So that play, this turn could not have gone better for me. It really could not have gone better for me. I'm going to click Thunderbolt again, even if he wants to switch out to Gliscor and try and bait me to go for HP Ice. I don't care. If I'm able to get rid of his Heatran, very, very nice for just my Latios. And are you gonna, am I getting who's texting me? I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna click HP Ice right now as he tries and makes the play out into Rotom. I get a crit though, doing a nice amount, very, very nice amount. That's actually the damage I need on Rotom as well for my T-Tar. I just need to kill his Lopunny. It's actually not Mega Gardevoir too, which is interesting. I have no idea what Gardevoir it is, but what I am going to do is, I have Latios to go into, so I'm going to go out to Latios. Latios is relatively safe versus this Rotom, as he ends up going out for Hydro, and my opponent, I don't think has a switch into... I'm not sure what my opponent wants to do right here, so what I'm actually going to do is go out into my T-Tar, predicting either Gardevoir to want to come out, or Skarmory. I guess it's Gardevoir though, and I'm not sure what type of Gardevoir this is. It's definitely not Mega though, so I'm actually just gonna Mega Evolve and go right for Crunch. It could be Mega, I guess, but I'm not expecting it to. I'm expecting it to be Life Orb or Choice Scarf or something. But I'm able to Mega Evolve, go right for Crunch, as Gardevoir is gonna go down. That crit did not matter. If it wasn't gonna knock it out from a 427 attack Behemoth Tyranitar, then I would have been able to knock it out with Sandstorm after that. So I can now sack my Gyarados, getting off the Intimidate on this Lopunny, keeping it at bay. I don't think he has Power Up Punch because he does have Ice Punch, but I could be mistaken. Maybe he just doesn't have Fake Out. But I can now drop a Draco. I'm gonna drop a Draco. I really am gonna drop a Draco on this guy. I see no reason not to. Something will go down, something will die, and he ends up sacking Lopunny, which is huge. Please don't miss, as unfortunately I do miss. I don't know why he sacked Lopunny right there, but that would have been game right now for me, because I would have been able to Dragon Dance up with my Tyranitar, and I would have won. Very, very, very sucky. Not even unfortunate, just sucky for me. Let's see if I can go for the win anyway with that. So I'm going to go out to Garchomp just to get off a bit more rough skin, as he gets the crit with Ice Punch, and things are just not going my way. I guess it's time to try and go out into my Thundurus now and hope he stays in again on my Thunder Wave. I don't know why he stayed in versus my Latios. Had that Draco hit, I would have just won the game right there, but things don't always go the way we want them to. I wonder if he's going to switch back out into his Gliscor again and again, but this time he just ends up sacking the Heatran, which is something that I wanted. Unfortunately, again, Lopunny is still a threat. Rotom is going to come in. I don't know. Is this thing Scarf? Like, I don't see any item on it. But then again, my HPS did a lot. I don't even know what type of Rotom this is. But I'm going to go out to Landers just in case he wants to Volt Switch. And, let's Sledge Wave this dude. Maybe knock off his item just in case he's just in case he's not Choice Scarf. But I think he is Choice Scarf, as Skarmory is going to come out. And I'm going to attempt to get up my Stealth Rock right here. Roost, Defog, Brave Bird. What is your final move on this thing? Anyway, I'm going to go out into my T-Tar now, and I'm going to attempt to Dragon Dance twice. I do not know what set he is running. I actually don't know his set, but I have to just get up. I have to try and Dragon Dance twice if I want to win right here. As he ends up going for Brave Bird. Interesting. But if I get 2 DDs, I'm pretty sure I win. I don't think he has Whirlwind. Brave Bird, Roost, Defog. Maybe he has a Hazard. I have to hope he has a Hazard, because if he phases me out, then I think I'm screwed. But just gonna drop a Draco on this dude. The reason I needed 2 DDs is because I needed to be able to outspeed Scarf Rotom and Lopunny. I would have been fine without the second DD had I knocked out, or had I landed the Draco Meteor on his Lopunny, but you know, that sort of thing happens. It sucks, but it happens. We'll see though if I can still win. Rotom is gonna come out. I'm pretty sure this thing is Choice Scarf, so there's actually no way I can win unless he misses Hydro Pump, I believe. I have to try and make some plays, actually. We'll see if I can make some plays to win this game. He has to miss a Hydro Pump, and I have to... Yeah, like he 100% has to miss Hydro Pump, or has to dodge and get some pairs with this. And Sandstorm is going to end right here, so that's at least one good thing for me. I'll be able to knock out the Gliscor with HP Ice. I don't think he'll switch again, because that would be considered a choke, but I'm able to knock out the Gliscor. And when Lopunny comes out, I have to attempt to Dragon Dance twice on it if I don't get a full pair. If I get a full pair, then I just have to dodge a Hydro Pump with my T-Tar. It really depends on what he wants to do. He actually ends up going out into his Rotom right now. I know for a fact that Volt Switch will knock me out, so I think I have to go out into my T-Tar right here and hope that he goes for Volt Switch, and then the Lopunny misses. But he goes right for Hydro Pump. I don't think he had to make that play, because he would have been fine anyway with a Volt Switch, as it would have knocked me out. But that is going to be game right there, unless he misses and his Lopunny does not have the Fake Out, and I get the full para. But unfortunately, I am going to go down to that. Had I hit that Draco, it would have been game. But good game. And we're going to look for another battle. I'm more disappointed now than during a regular live, because I am going for top 10 in this live. So it annoys me a bit more when I get hacks like that. But we found another game, and finally we find a Ferrothorn. So I'm going to be able to go for the Natural Gift Cherry Berry versus that. And I'm feeling nice. Alright, so I'm going to lead off with Landers, because I can knock off immediately on what I'm assuming to be his own Landers lead. I'm assuming it's Choice Scarf. And getting off that knockoff means that basically what I'm hoping to do is get it off on his Zapdos. And I basically be able to Dragon Dance up with my Gyarados and win. But unfortunately, he ends up leading off with his Kyurem. And this is a Pokemon that I do not have a switch into. So I can't switch out versus this still. I'm just gonna get up my Stealth Rock. Like, whatever. I'm just gonna get up my Stealth Rock, like knocking me out, and then I'll go out into my okay, well, there's a couple plays I can make right here, but there's not. I have to go out to Latios, and I have to drop a Draco. Unfortunately, he does have that Ferrothorn, but do I pull the switch into Garrett? Alright, because I can sweep him with, if this is Stealth Rock Landers, I can sweep him with Tyranitar, but I'm actually going for the Garchomp win in this game, so I think I have to pull this switch, predicting his Ferrothorn, go out into my Gyarados, and hopefully he goes out to Ferrothorn right here. If he doesn't and goes for Ice Beam again, I don't know where I am, but he ends up going out to Ferrothorn, and I'm expecting him to go for Hazard right here, so I am going to go for the first Dragon Dance just to get off the +1, that way I can knock him out. If he has Thunder Wave, that would suck, but he ends up going for the Stealth Rock, so now I'm going to be able to bop him with a Natural Gift Fire, and he survives, as he's able to get off a Leech Seed. But because I am at Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, this won't knock. Why did you survive? Why did you survive that? No. Just gonna hit him with a Waterfall now. I'm pretty sure he'll survive, but Man, Gyarados could have won this game too. No, I would need a lot of prior damage in order for Gyarados to win this game, but at least weakening Ferrothorn means that he doesn't have safe switch-ins for... Oh, perfect. He went for bounce. He went for protect on the wrong time. So I'll be able to go for bounce right here, and I'll be able to knock out the Ferrothorn unless he gets a double protect. If he wants to switch out to anything, I have that paralysis chance except for Zapdos, but Zapdos I can always waterfall flinch as well. So, and that does a nice amount. I'm pretty sure while waterfall won't be able to knock him out, if I get the flinch, he'll be really low. And then Ferrothorn being low means that he doesn't have very many switch-ins for my Latios bar his Metagross, and if Metagross gets weakened, then Thundurus can win. So I'm just gonna go right for Waterfall here. I don't care if he goes back on Ferrothorn, as he does. And what I can do is go out into my Garchomp. I think Garchomp is better than anything else, and just go right for Sub. I'm not sure if Sub is actually the best play, but I am gonna go for it, as I'm expecting him to go for Leech Seed or something like that, or even Protect. If he goes for Gyro Ball, Gyro Ball is his best play, but he ends up going for Leech Seed, so I'll be able to go right for the Earthquake right here and knock him out. I'm hoping. Nope. Why is this Ferrothorn like so physically defensive? Holy crap, man. Just gonna go for the Earthquake anyway, as I'm able to pick off the Ferrothorn. And I'm really gonna try and sweep with my Garchomp. He still doesn't know I'm Salad Bear. He just saw Sub. But had I knocked him out with that Earthquake, that would have been great. Maybe I shouldn't have went for Sub right there. But Keldeo comes out, and Keldeo is a threat. I do have my Latios though, which I will be going out into. Find out if he specs or not. If he specs, that's great, because that actually did a lot. If he was specs, that would have been great right there. But I'm just gonna drop a Draco on this guy. See how much that does. And I'm really trying to win with my I'm really trying to win with my Garchomp right here. So I'm gonna drop a Draco as he ends up going out to Metagross, and that Hydro Pump, is that specs damage? That doesn't look like specs. It really doesn't look like specs. I gotta calc this, because 45%. I mean, Latios is not frail, but Keldeo. Choice. Okay, cool. It is specs. Sweet. I'm gonna go for Memento, because when he Mega Evolves right here, I'll be faster than him, and unfortunately he knocks me out with BP, so none of that matters. But at least I got off the damage on him to where Thunderbolt knocks him out, and I'm gonna try and set up on his, I'm gonna attempt to set up on something with my Garchomp. That's the only play I can really make. It really is my only play. I don't see any other play I can make in order to win this game. I have to try and go for the Garchomp win. Had he not had BP, I would have been able to get off the Memento, and then I would have just subbed with my Garchomp. But I'm just gonna go for HP Ice. I know he's Choice Scarf, but my plan was to let him knock me out with the Stone Edge, and then I win with my Garchomp. But that does not go the way he wanted it to, and well, Thundurus wins the game now at this point, so I don't really have to do anything. Just gonna switch out into my T-Tar, I guess. Again, Thundurus just wins the game because he did dodge that Stone Edge, so now I have another win condition, as T-Tar does not take that too well, but well enough to the point where I'm just gonna attempt to Dragon Dance up and just get off some damage. If Iron Head knocks me out, so be it. Earth Power does not knock me out, and at this point, though he's not in range of Stealth Rock, this is a freaking Tyranitar threat on the field, and I'll be able to go right for Crunch and to a KO Keldeo, knock out the Zapdos, and like I said, I'm pretty sure my Thundurus is going to win this game at this point, because he's severely damaged. So yeah, I even get a crit on this Keldeo. Not that it mattered, but because at this point I can just go out into my Thundurus and click Thunderbolt and knock out Keldeo, and then knock out Zapdos. Or if he wants to go out to Zapdos, I'll knock out Zapdos, and then I'll knock out Keldeo. And plus Sandstorm is going to end, so I still have 4 more hits until I go down anyway. So I'm able to knock out these Zapdos, and I guess to be safe, just in case I completely calced it wrong, we're going to go for Thunder Wave right here. But he does end up disconnecting right there. How much time we're at? 29, 40? Alright, so we're gonna look for one more battle, as we found one right away. And my opponent's team is actually super cool. He gets destroyed by Mega T-Tar. He really does, but I can see this being some sort of pass, nasty plot pass to this in screens and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to lead off with my Lanners, get up the Stealth Rock. He actually ends up leading off with Klefki. If he has Magnet Rise, I'm actually debating going for anything, but he ends up going for the light screen first. So I'll be able to go right for the my Stealth Rock. And what is my best play? What is my best play? Is it going out direct? I think going directly into Garchomp, because I can start setting up on this thing as he goes for spikes. Oh, sorry that I skipped turns. I know some of you guys don't like that. I don't usually do that, but it's just this is very, very obvious what's happening right here. And yeah, I'm just gonna start SDing up, as I think that I can win right here. If he has Play Rough, then he has Play Rough. If he doesn't have Play Rough, I am good. I'm fine with going for a second SD, because I'll be able to get up. I don't think he has an attack to hit me. But basically, I'll also be wasting his turns, which is something that I want, as his light screen is almost gone. And yeah, he does end up switching out, or ends up pulling a switch out into his Azumarill. And yeah, I'll just go for +4 Earthquake. I don't think I'm pretty sure Azumarill is going to live this because of the screen. But again, his screens are wearing down, and I'm going to be able to break through with either this, and if not with this, this is one of the few threats to my, holy crap, Azumarill did not take that. Now, what I'm trying to do right here, it's not bait him to miss, but what I was trying to do was get into Salac Berry, or at least wear off the screens, but I'm actually in Salac range right now. That probably didn't matter unless his Excadrill was Scarf, but because he does have another turn of Light Screen, but no priority left on his team, I'm pretty sure I can win this game. It is on an air balloon though, so that is something right there. But I can just go right for Dragon Claw, and his Reflect will go down. And again, I don't think that matters, because all I need is Stealth Rock up in order to plow through my opponent's team. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to knock out this. Did I win this game? Nice. Big ol' right for Earthquake right here, and knock out the Excadrill. So that was a threat gone, and now my opponent's team is looking pretty swept by Gyarados at this point. Though he can go back out into Klefki and get up his Reflect. He actually has to get up a Reflect. I'm actually going to go for SD just to waste an extra turn of that. It's not a choke, because if he attacks me, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have attack, but if he does attack me, then he attacks me. I'm pretty sure he has to go for Reflect though. He can't risk anything else. So I'm able to get up to +6 at this point, and that's wasting another turn of Reflect right there. That's one turn gone, and now I'll just be able to go right for Earthquake and finish off the Klefki. The fact that he has dual screens, I can always defog these away if I honestly want to, and then just drop some Dracos on my opponent. So yeah, I'm just gonna go right for Dragon Claw. Celebi should be able to live this, but it is a solid 2 KO as he gets that. Who's texting me? I don't care about you. Are you saying once from my channel? You think I want to talk to you? No, I'm just kidding. But that is my sister. But yeah. Anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for today's episode. We went, what is that, 3-1? Could have potentially went 4-0, but I am 14-29, 18-1 on the ladder. And yeah, guys, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed. I am back with Road to Top 10. This will be coming out semi-frequently. I'm also going to be streaming later tonight, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like. Retweeting definitely helps the series out, helps me grow, helps you know that you guys like this. And yeah, until next time, guys, later. Also, if you guys haven't been already, you know how I always put Glitch X City or Poke Remix Studio? Go and check them out, especially Glitch. Glitch is very, very active, and I love her music. So yeah, later, guys.